Whew, I'm excited. Hope you guys are. Haven't taught a Kinstretch class in a while. I'll wait a couple minutes. Let's see. A couple of announcements. Aside from the fact that we're doing this live, I'm gonna keep this up for the next 24 hours. So for whatever reason, if you can't stick around for the whole time and gotta bounce, tune in for the next 24 hours. I'll upload this on my page and then I'm gonna take it down. You'll see why later on, but good news is I'm gonna try and do these more often. So if you like this, let me know and make sure you share it. Other things to remind everybody, please check out the tutorials on the cars, on the full body morning routine as well. Share that with anybody you think needs it. And if you haven't done so already, please join me live in the mornings. I do it every single day. Today was day 47 in a row that I went live and had people join me. So if you are part of my morning crew, what up, what up? Thanks for joining in. If you have yet to join the wave, join me sometime. But I'm sure there's people tuning in from like all over the place, not in the morning, obviously, because everybody's in different time zones. But anyway, all right, I think I'll get started. So if you haven't taken a Kinstretch class before, welcome. Usually when I teach a live class, I give a couple of tips to keep in mind. Number one, what you get out of the class is what you put in it. So things might be tough, but honestly, you don't have to work that hard. You can use this class as a pure assessment, meaning you can just get into positions I tell you to and just explore and go lightly, or you can use it as training. You can go really, really hard and go to town and you'll be sore. You might regret it a little bit, but your body will thank you because it's probably going to be good for you, honestly. Training within some of these positions and some of the things I'm going to be showing you feels really good after the fact, and I promise, give it a shot. What else? Focus on what's happening at the joint that I'm asking you to focus on. So I'm going to be very specific with what I want you to pay attention to in the positions. I'm going to give you tips, tricks, positioning, regressions, progressions. Take them as you want. You can go a little bit harder by using the more advanced option that I give you. I'm also going to give you regress versions, so you don't have to do the more advanced one, especially for those of you who are maybe feeling some discomfort. And normally, in a class, usually when I teach people, especially after an FRC course or in person, I always say, don't look at your neighbors. Obviously, doesn't apply as much anymore. You have no choice but to focus on yourself, which is kind of a good thing, in my opinion, because this class is about you. So the more you pay attention to your body as you go through these positions, as you go through these movements, the more you're going to leave with something to work on, something to improve. I promise you, if you pay attention, if you look hard enough, you're going to learn something about yourself, movement-wise, and you'll enjoy it. All right, let's get started. This is a lower body class, okay? So I'm going to find the right angle. I think I already set this up nicely. This is a lower body class, and we're going to be doing a ton of, today, it's going to be focused on hip cars, okay? So find your space. We're going to start quadruped. We're going to do a quadruped hip car. So this is going to be the structure of the class. We're going to do cars to start, cars in between the specific exercises, and then cars to finish. And the reason is we're going to do the cars as a pre-class assessment. We're going to go through some stuff to work on flexion, rotation. We're going to do the cars again. We're going to do some more stuff. And then to finish up, we're going to go one last set of going extra, extra hard just to top it off, okay? So for the hip cars, let's get on all fours. And real quick, I'm just going to review this very briefly. You don't have to do this right now. Just pay attention. We're just going to draw a circle. Pretend there's a marker on your right knee. So we're going on all fours. We're going to use our right knee first, and you're just going to take your knee to chest, bring it out to the side, up and over behind you, and then down. And then to reverse, you just donkey kick, open up, drive the knee to armpit, and down, okay? So focus on that marker. Visualize that circle like you're trying to make it bigger and bigger every rep. So to start, we're gonna go 3 repetitions, okay? If you can't go on your wrists, go on your elbows. Sound good? So that's a regression. If you can do it on your wrists, do it. Here we go. On all fours, let's go. Slowly start to squeeze, create tension through that core, and let's start to drive that right knee towards your chest. Drive it straight out to the side. Get that knee up and over behind you into a donkey kick. And back down. Now reverse, donkey kick back. As you donkey kick, find that right glute, start to open up. Pretend you're a New York City dog trying to pee on a very tall red fire hydrant. Go over that fire hydrant, into your armpit, into your chest, and down. And that's 1. One more time, here we go. Knee to chest, out to side, up and over that fire hydrant, into that donkey kick, and down. Do not let your arms bend here. Keep them completely straight. And donkey kick back. Open up. Over. Into your armpit. Into your chest. And down. That's 2. And here we go. Last one. Let's go knee to chest. Out to the side. Go a little bit harder on this one. Go a little higher. Up and over. And down. And let's reverse. Donkey kick back. Heel to ceiling. Open up. Nice and high. Drive it all the way up into your armpit. Into your chest. And down. That's 3. Now let's switch. So I'm just going to flip over. You obviously don't have to. If you need to, take a small breather, shake it off. By the way, if anything feels sketchy, it probably is. Don't do it. That's simple. So feel free to take breaks throughout this whole class. Totally fine. I'll let you decide. Don't force yourself to do anything you're not comfortable doing, okay? The biggest no-no, trying to work through pain. That is definitely not what we're trying to do here, okay? So let's go left knee to your chest. Out to the side. Up and over. And down. And now we reverse. Donkey kick back. Up and over. Into your armpit. Knee to chest. And down. That's 1. 2 more. Here we go. Knee to chest. Out to the side. Up and over. And down. And reverse. Here we go. Donkey kick. Open up. Over. Into your armpit. Into your chest. And down. That's 2. So I have a real wall next to me. I want you to pretend you're next to a wall. If you are, try and use it. You're going to try and get as close to that imaginary wall as possible, because as you start to do this hip car, you're not going to run into that wall. So you're not going to push to that wall, okay? So the idea is you're not trying to lean here, okay? So take that knee, bring it up to your chest. For this last repetition, let's go a little bit harder. Drive it straight out to the side. Up and over. As you extend into the donkey kick. And down. And reverse. Here we go. Donkey kick. Go nice and high. Squeeze that glute. Open up. Open up. Over that fire hydrant. Drive that marker towards the ceiling. Into your armpit. Into your chest. And down. Whew. Okay, good. All right. We did 3 hip cars each direction. Let's get into some 90-90. All right, so now we're gonna work on rotation of the hip. This is the setup. You're at a 90-degree angle in your front leg. You're at a 90-degree angle in your back leg. We're gonna start with the right leg in front, okay? With this right leg, I want your front thigh parallel to your back shin, front shin parallel to your back thigh. That's gonna ensure that we have a perfect 90-degree angle at both knees. And we're gonna start with a passive stretch, okay? So I'm just gonna angle myself so you can see a little better. So bear with me here, pay attention real quick. My right leg in front. I know Instagram flips the video when I go live, so you might be seeing my left leg. I have my right leg in front. Sorry about that, but bear with me here. Okay, so I have my right leg in front. With my right hand, I'm gonna grab my right ankle, and I'm gonna drop my right elbow onto my right knee. So I'm supporting myself on my leg right now. So right now I can actually just relax and hang out. If you were like leaning like this before, I promise you, if you grab your ankle, drop your elbow on your knee, not on the floor, on your knee, you're gonna be able to hang out here and relax. Now, if you want a good stretch, all you're gonna do is just pull yourself towards your foot. Okay? And as you pull yourself towards your foot, you're taking that hand that you're grabbing your ankle with and pulling yourself into that position. And you're gonna hang out here, okay? So I just need a timer. I wanna make sure that I keep track of myself here so I don't go overboard with the time. Good. All right, so right now we're gonna do a nice stretch. We're gonna go 5 breaths, nice and slow together. Ready? Every exhale, we go a little deeper. Inhale, exhale, go into the stretch. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. We got 2 more breaths. Inhale, exhale. 1 more breath. Here we go. Every exhale, you go a little deeper. Inhale, exhale. Now we're going to take 5 silent breaths, nice and slow. And just try and sink a little deeper as you relax. Good. All right, here we go. We're gonna get busy. We're gonna work right now, right? So let me see what's the best angle for this. I'm actually gonna face this way so you can see. So I'm still in 90-90. Take your left hand now, grab the bottom of your foot, just like that, right? So it's still on the floor, grab the bottom of your foot. Take your right hand, kickstand yourself up, get your chest vertical here, and you're gonna get nice and tall as you lean a little forward until you get a little bit of a stretch in that right hip. Now, once you're here, you're gonna do 2 things. 1, you're gonna crush the floor with your shin, like you're trying to... I got a telemarketer to call. Actually, I do know why, because they suck. Okay, here we go, reset. Grab that foot, you're 90-90, and you're going to push into the ground with your shin, like you're trying to dent the earth. 2, you're gonna try and pull it up with your hand. So you're creating opposing forces. You're pushing into the ground as you pull with your hand, okay? So keep your hand on the ground. Ready? 1, so you're at 25% effort, so start to push and pull. If you do this right, you should feel some stuff happening here in that right hip. 2, push and pull a little harder. 3, ramp it up to about 75% effort. You're really trying right now. And here we go, ramp up to your safest 100%. 4, hold, try and hold it, pull really hard like you're trying to yank it off the ground, and try and see if you can hover your right hand off. Keep it in the air if you can, you don't have to, for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your hand back down. Keep your left hand on that foot and lean a little deeper. And we're gonna repeat, ready? 1, push and pull. Don't let go of this right hand yet. 2, but don't lose that angle of the torso. 3, push and pull a little harder. You're at 75% effort. And 4, you're really digging, you're pushing, you're hovering your right hand off the ground. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand comes down. You go a little deeper. This is going to be the toughest one. Get your chest as close to your thigh as possible. You're going to work here, right? Here we go. Ready? Push and pull. 1. Last one. 2, 3. Push and pull. 4. Hover that right hand. Dig into the ground. Try and pull your foot up with your left hand. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand comes down. And you slowly come on up. So that was a lot of work for hip external rotation, okay? Take both your hands. I'm going to put them on the ground just like this. Notice how they're still on the ground here with my arms straight. I'm going to turn around, so you're going to stay where you are. Just pay attention to my positioning here. And I'm going to take my back leg. I'm going to start to flatten my left foot as I lift this left knee. So my foot's getting flat, my knee's coming up, my hands are still on the ground. I'm going to go as far as I can. When I can't go any further, I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to put it behind me, and then I'm going to start to let my right knee come up as I slowly continue to push my knees as far from each other as possible. I'm in a frog stretch here, or almost like a splits position as I continue to slowly transition. Try and follow my pace here. I'm slowly transitioning until, guess what? We're in the next 90-90. Look at that. Okay, so now your left leg is in front. Let's start with a passive stretch. So just to review positioning, front thigh parallel to your back shin. Front shin parallel to your back thigh. Let's get a good stretch. Take your left hand, grab your ankle, take your left elbow, drop it onto your knee, and just lean towards your foot. Let's go 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Go a little deeper. In. Out. In. Out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Now here, 5 silent breaths on your own. Every exhale, you go a little deeper. Good. All right, let's get busy here, all right? Grab that foot. Let's get nice and tall. So now you're grabbing that foot with the right hand this time instead of the left. Your left hand is a kickstand. You're gonna get tall. You're gonna lean forward until you get a little bit of a stretch, nothing crazy. And we're gonna push and pull. As you push and pull, you do not let the angle of your torso move whatsoever. Just grip tight. Ready? Push and pull. 1, 2, 3. On 4, try and hover that left hand off the ground. Don't move. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go a little deeper. So I'm looking at the camera. I think I see some comments. Do me a favor, if you have any questions, add them into the question box below, and after I'm going to do a short Q&A. All right? So sorry if I can't get to your questions right now, but I will if you put them in the Q&A. All right, go a little deeper. Find a little deeper of a stretch. We're going to push and pull. Ready? Remember to yank with your right arm, but win with your shin. I want you to dent the earth with that shin. Ready? 1, 2, so you're pushing down with your shin and your knee and your ankle. 3, and now you're pulling up with your right hand even harder. 4, hover that left hand off the ground. Try and pull a little harder. Don't move. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Go a little deeper. This time you're going to get as close as you can. Bring that chest to your thigh. Here we go. It's going to be a tough one. Push and pull. 1, ramp it up. Dig that knee into the ground this time. 2, 3, so now you're digging your shin even more and you're pulling with your right hand, and 4, hover that left off the ground, stay close, don't push yourself out, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, left hand comes down, go a little deeper for a hot second, and then slowly come on up. Stay where you are. I'm gonna flip. Both hands come onto the ground in front of you. Same transition we did to get into this 90-90. We're gonna open up the right knee this time, flatten the back foot. My left knee is still on the ground, so look at your left knee, it should still be on the ground. When I can't go any further and my knees are as far apart as possible, I'm gonna take my right hand, I'm gonna put it behind me, and I'm gonna slowly peel my knees apart, my hips open as I start to transition. I'm fighting hard here, guys. I'm really pushing my knees apart, so you should be too. As you slowly use your hands for support to focus on your hips pulling apart as you transition into the first 90-90 we got into to start. Whew. All right, slowly come off of that, shake that off. And we're making good time. Okay, great. So we just did 90-90 pales contraction, going into hip flexion, working on external rotation. Now we're gonna come right back to those hip cards we started with, right? Like I said, we're gonna do them to start, we're gonna do them in the middle, and then we're gonna do them to finish up. This time, instead of doing 3 reps, we're going only 2 reps. The reason we're going 2 reps is because now that we opened up some range, I'm gonna take back some of that volume or time under tension, but I want you to bump up the intensity. You're gonna work a little harder here, so promise me you're gonna push a little bit more, your arm's gonna stay a little straighter, and your core and torso are gonna stay a little bit more rigid, okay? Let's go on all fours. And let's start with the right side first, okay? Here we go. Right knee to your chest. We're gonna fight hard here, people. Let's go. Try and touch your knee to your chest as you drive your knee out to the side. As high as you can, as high as you can. Don't lean as you come up and over. Lift that heel to the ceiling as you go into that donkey kick. And down. By the way, if you're having a little trouble staying stable, widen the hands a little bit and point your fingers out. So just like this. Widen the hands and point your fingers out. That's going to give you more stability when you're trying to prevent that leaning, okay? Totally fine. Here we go. Now we're going to reverse it. Donkey kick back. Open up. Open up, open up. Drive that knee up. Up and over into your armpit. Try and touch your elbow to your chest. And down. That's 1. Here we go. Last one for this hip. Let's make it even harder. Drive your knee up. Out to the side. Fight hard. Push, push, push to the ceiling. Let's come up and over into a donkey kick. Push high with that heel. And down. Beautiful. Last one on this hip. Donkey kick back. Hold, find that glute. I'm squeezing my right glute, then I'm gonna continue to squeeze it as I come up and over. Over into your armpit. Into your chest. And down. Whew. Oh yeah, that's good stuff. Take a small breather. I'm not trying to destroy you now, so I do want you to take a break. It's not realistic to do these at super high intensity and not rest. It's kind of like you're doing max effort back squats. You do need a rest in between, you know what I mean? So I do want you to go high effort, and I am going to give you these small little breaks to catch your breaths because these are hard. But when you're ready, we're going to go on all fours. Quick tips. Lead with your knee, okay? Think about your knee moving the most, but make sure you keep your arms straight. I know I keep repeating that, but that's very, very important, okay? I want you to pretend like you have a hot bowl of soup on your lower back and you're not trying to spill any soup onto the floor. That means that your pelvis is staying nice and level, okay? So, left hip, we're on all fours. Now we're gonna go left knee to our chest to start. Here we go, left knee to the chest. Out to the side. As high as you can, fight. Up and over. and down. Beautiful. Now we reverse donkey kick. Up and over. Slowly drive into your armpit, into your chest, and down. Last one, here we go. Biggest effort, knee to the chest. And drive out to the side, all the way to the ceiling. Get that knee up, keep that pelvis leveled. Go up and over, bring that heel to the ceiling now. Keeping your arms straight, and down. Remember, we're just drawing a circle with the knee. I need you to visualize that knee. There's a nice highlighter, pink highlighter, making an imaginary circle. Drive that marker up towards the ceiling behind you. Let's donkey kick. Keep that highlighter high, that marker high as you come up and over. Drive all the way to the ceiling. Bring it all the way into your armpit. All the way to your chest, try and touch your chin. And down. Whew. That's 2. Take a small breather. Let's take 3 slow controlled breaths, and let's do it together. Get in whatever comfortable position. You can stand. We are going to go to standing next, so if you want, you can stand here. I'm just going to go on my knees real quick, and let's take a nice breath in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, all the way in. Exhale. Very nice. Okay, so we just did another set of hip cars. Now we're going to work on hip flexion in a standing position. So you're going to be standing. Let me just make sure my camera angle is good for this one. I'm going to bump up my camera angle so you can see a little better. So bear with me for a second. Another reminder to everybody that, let's see, is this better? It's perfect. Another reminder, please, if you have any questions, ask below in that question mark box. That way I can answer it as a whole or as a group together after the class. So this is what you're going to need. You're going to need just a support. It can be a wall. It can be a pole. It can be a chair. Whatever you have, you can just put your hand on anything next to you. You just need a support. We're working a passive range hold for hip flexion. And I won't get into too many details. We're just going to get busy and work, okay? So, or, by the way, if you want to make it super, super tough, you do it with no support. So I'm going to do that. Not because I want to torture myself, but because I'm too lazy to go grab something. So I'm going to take my right knee. You're going to grab your right knee. You're going to take your right hand and grab it, bring it up to your chest because you're supporting yourself with your left hand. If you're not using any support, bring it up even higher with both hands. So this is my passive range. So real quick, if you pay attention, don't do this yet. I want you to hold on to your leg. I'm going to count to 4, and on 4, you're going to let go, and that knee is not going to move, okay? So take that knee, bring it up high. Bottom leg stays straight. Let's ramp up 1. So you're contracting the stuff, your hip flexors, the muscles responsible for keeping your knee up. 2, ramp it up to 50%. 3. And here we go. 4, let go. That knee does not go anywhere. Fight. Drive it up, drive it up. Look at your knee. Don't look at me. Drive that knee up a little higher. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that knee, bring it up a little higher. Oh. Here we go. Ready? 1, ramp it up. 2, bottom leg stay straight, lock it out. 3, and let go. 4, hold, drive that knee up. Get it nice and high, squeeze, bottom leg stay straight. 3, 2, 1, take that knee, pull it up a little higher. If you need to, take the break. If not, stay with me here. I promise you, I'm sweating bullets right now. Here we go, last one. 1, ramp it up. 2, 3, and let go. 4, fight, biggest effort. Dig deep into those hip flexors, contract them, drive that knee up for 5, 4, 3, 2. Now your knee is going to parachute down slowly, slowly. It's going to slowly come down to the ground, nice and stable. And then you shake it off. Shake it off, shake it off, shake it off. So what we did there is we did a passive range hold. We took the hip, brought the knee up to the chest into passive range hip flexion, and then we contracted the stuff that's responsible for holding it there at that passive range, and we let go of the support to contract it, okay? That's a passive range hold. We're gonna do the same thing for the left side, okay? So, here we go. Left knee, pull it up to your chest. Bottom leg stays straight. Nice and rigid and tall. Here we go. 1, contract that stuff in that hip. 2, 3, slowly let go. 4, let go. 4, drive that knee up. Hold, hold, hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take that knee, pull it back up. I can't see very well, but I know somebody just commented. Like I said, if you have any questions, please add them in the question box below, and I'll get to them at the end of the class. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, you're contracting this stuff. 3, and let go. 4, hold. Drive that knee up. Bring it to your chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull it up again. Ooh, here we go. Stay with me. Last repetition. Make this the hardest effort. Bring the knee up a little higher. And last one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Look at your knee. And 4, let go. Hold. It should not go anywhere. Don't let it drop. Hold for 5, 4. Max effort. Come on. Push. 3, 2. It's going to parachute down. 1. Slowly let it come down. Slowly let it come down. Let it relax slowly as it comes to the floor. Ooh, shake that off, shake that off, shake that off. Okay. All right, making good time. We're almost done. All right, here we go, people. Like I said, this was going to be short, sweet, simple, but deadly, okay? Quick recap while we take a breather. Actually, I lied. Let's just take a breath together here because I actually need to catch my breath. Whew. Let's take this opportunity to relax. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. On exhale, just relax. We just worked really hard. Let's tone it back down. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2 breaths. Inhale. Out. Last one. In. And out. Okay, so we did 3 hip cars, we did 90-90 pails, 2 hip cars, hip flexion passive range hold. Now we're doing just one hip car to rule them all. All right, this is it. This is the culmination of everything we just did in the past 25 minutes. This is the 1 hip car where we're really gonna work that rotation. We're gonna drive that knee up to our chest with those hip flexors. We're gonna bring it out to the side and we're gonna fight really hard, okay? As hard as you can, safely, obvi, right? So let's go on all fours. Here we go. Get ready on all fours. I might yell a little bit, so pardon me if I get a little loud. Here we go. Start to tense up. Spread the floor with your hands. Create tension through the arms. Rigid torso. And let's go. Right knee to the chest as hard as you can, but slow. Fight really hard. Hold. Drive that knee out to the side. Bring that knee as high towards your ear as possible, keeping it up. So we're maintaining hip flexion. We're going to bring that shin to the ceiling. And let's come up and over that fire hydrant that just got 10 feet taller. Get it up, push, push, bring that heel to the ceiling. Heel to the ceiling, hold, find that glute, come back down. Big breath in. Exhale. Here we go. I'm being nice, I gave you a breath. Now you have to return that by going a little harder on this reverse. Let's go, drive the heel up. Find that glute, squeeze even higher, hold. Squeeze up 1 more inch, hold. Good, now go up and over, rotate that hip, bring it to the ceiling.
all the way up, all the way into your armpit, into your armpit, into your chest. Try and touch your chin with your knee, and down. Take a small breather. These are max effort. I do want you to take a breath in between. I'm going to turn around so you can see my rep on my left side. Okay, here we go. Last one. One hip car to rule them all. Here we go. You should start to notice some asymmetries between your left and right side. That's okay. If you have them, that means you found something for you to work on. Here we go. Ready? Arms straight. Spread the floor with the hands. Rigid torso. And let's go. Knee to the chest. Find those hip flexors you just worked so hard to contract and drive them out to the side. Go up as high as you can. As high as you can. Up and over into that donkey kick. Bring the heel to the ceiling. You're squeezing, and then you come back down. Big breath in. Exhale. Here we go. Donkey kick back. Find your left glute. Hold. Drive it up 1 more inch. Hold. 1 more inch. Hold. Now you go up, up, over. Drive that shin to the ceiling. Fight hard, push into the floor. Reach into your armpit with that knee. Bring that knee to your chin as hard as you can. And down. Ooh. And that was the last hip car of the class. We're gonna finish up with just some breathing. I encourage you to either sit in a very comfortable position for you. You can lay flat on your back. You can stand, whatever you want. We're just gonna finish up with some breathing. And we're gonna do this together. I want everybody to be on the same page. Let's take a nice breath in. Exhale nice and slow. Let's bring it back down. We just worked really hard. Inhale. On the exhale. Relax. Let's go 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. In. Out. Last one. Inhale. And out. On your own, let's go 5 silent breaths on your own. All right. I'm gonna pretend I'm in a class full of 1,000 people. I want everybody to clap for themselves. Woohoo! And that was a lower body Kinstretch class. I think that was about 33 minutes, 35 minutes. Mamma mia. And now it's time where you guys get to chill, relax, and I get to answer any questions you guys might have. You guys can yell at me and tell me how much you hate me. Ooh, that felt great. So glad I taught this. I miss teaching so bad. Oh my God, you guys have no idea. I miss teaching in person. I miss seeing people's faces. So I'm so happy that you guys were able to join. So I appreciate you all. I hope you guys got something out of this, learned a little bit more. And I know some of you are here who have been to my personal classes. So I hope you were able to experience or kind of bring back some of those memories coming with me in person. Yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe, staying healthy. And I'm just gonna scroll through the comments real quick, so bear with me. And then if you got, I'm gonna stick around for any questions. So if you guys have any questions, please ask it below in that question box, and I will get to it. Let's see. Can I put this on IGTV after? I will. I will put this live. Yes, on my Instagram for the next 24 hours. But then I'm going to be taking it down because I'm working on something. So. You can play it again. You have 24 hours to get busy, do it another time. share it with somebody. There will be more opportunities to take this class, I promise. But I will put this on my Instagram. So somebody asked the same question, same answer. Okay, here we go. All right, questions. First one. When I'm in the 90-90, I feel like my hamstrings on the front leg is stuck, like it wants to snap over. Wait, can I scroll through this? And why can't I see the whole question? That's kind of annoying. I can't even see this. Well, Instagram, come on. If you're gonna give this opportunity or this option for people to ask questions, you might as well let them see the whole question. Okay, I'm going to try and do my best to answer this. Hopefully I am getting the whole question. Sorry about that, Amanda. Is that okay? You may need to work around some of that discomfort that you're feeling in the front leg. So you may need to kind of toy around the hip positioning. It might be that your knee is too close to your chest. You might need to bring it a little further back out, the one that you're on, right? So if your right leg is out to the side, moving around, your left knee might need to come back. Yes, okay. Is this normal? Will it go away? Practice? 100%. You're moving at the outer limits of movement in this controlled articular rotation. So if you are not accustomed to doing that often, even though I know you tend to work in those ranges a little bit more than most people, this controlled motion is something that a lot of people don't do, and it will go away, I promise you. It's like you're paving the road. So the more often you do it, the better it's gonna be. Doesn't mean you have to kill yourself every single time though. Morning routine level, 30% effort is really enough to kind of pave that road. So hopefully that answers your question. Sorry about the Instagram thing, the jig. Warm up prior to such a class. Morning routine. That's a great warm up. Do your morning cars before my class. And then guess what? You're gonna do more cars, except it's just higher intensity. So yeah, that's actually a really good warm up. I usually encourage people to come to class before and do their cars. I can feel my back arching, curling when doing hip cars. Any tips to prevent this? Well, first of all, it's a really great thing that you're bringing that up, because that means you are aware of it. If you are aware of it, now you can work on deliberately preventing that from happening. So first you need to be conscious of the compensations, then you can start to work on it. So for you, I would prioritize leveling the hips and prioritize that rather than get the knee high. Does that make sense? So the intention switches from driving the knee as high as possible to keeping the pelvis leveled. And I promise you're still gonna work hard because you're maintaining that leveled pelvis and you're still getting to your end range. So try that out. And for your back, just keep a little bit more intra-abdominal pressure, just stiffen up a little bit. That's about it. So just be aware of it. Let's see, what do we got? What do we got next? It's my first time using this, so hopefully I'm doing this okay. How is Kinstretch? How is a Kinstretch for hip flexion good for those of us runners, cyclists, people who are sitting all day? Ooh, great question. Great question. Okay, if you're a runner, the ranges of motion you need to run are not that much, which is why a lot of runners tend to be stiff, limited in range of motion, because if you don't use it, you lose it. So if you are looking to improve your range of motion, you have to train in those ranges of motion, and running is not going to cut it. Running is a very great systemic workout, but you do have to supplement joint mobility training to keep your joints healthy. It's one thing to be a good runner, it's another thing to keep your joints healthy. Not saying running is unhealthy per se, but from a joint perspective, from a movement perspective, it can actually be detrimental if you don't do anything to supplement your training to make sure that your joints are functioning better. Plus, the more mobile you are as a runner, the more you're going to be able to utilize certain training systems, strength training, the more options you have is what I mean. Plus, training mobility brings more awareness to your joints, and when you're running and you're in that state where you're connected, where even when you have that runner's high, you're fully aware of what your body is moving and doing. The more mobility training you do, the better aware you're going to be when you're in that state, which allows you to tune the things out when you're running. I think that's my personal experience. But yeah, maybe I went a little too deep on that one. But anyway, even for the people sitting, you got to move. If you're stuck in hip flexion, training the hip flexors is good because you do need to strengthen them. That's a whole other tangent also. I could talk about that all day. What is the best weekly frequency for training mobility? Number one, you can do your morning cars every single day because it is low intensity. It is not meant for you to sweat. You wake up, you say hello to your joints, do one circle each direction, one car, and you can do that every day. Training hard, like this class, I promise you some of you are gonna be really, really sore. And that's okay, that's fine. You may not wanna do this tomorrow. Maybe you'll do it the next day. It depends. Honestly, it depends on you. Give yourself time, do it slowly, incrementally. Just listen to your body, that's about it. This is strength training, so you are gonna get sore, you are working hard, so I would recommend like a day in between, or two if you're dying. I know, I'm definitely gonna be sore. CAJ, for those of you who don't know, is closing angle joint stuff with passive range hold. Do I passively hold right before this? Great question, exactly. If you have pain or discomfort or something blocking that range of motion, if it's like sketchy, stop just short where you feel comfortable working. If you feel like, for example, standing is uncomfortable, you can do it prone. I could have told people to do this on their backs. I should have, I didn't. Oh well. But change the position. Sometimes that is enough for you to feel comfortable in going into that range. Or instead of bringing your knee up to your chest, you bring it out to the side. That's going to help clear some abduction in the hip, and that'll give you a little bit more space to move. But that's going into a little bit more details than necessary. But yeah, don't push through any pain. Will this help with my knee pain? Also, hard to say because I didn't assess you and I can't tell you something about a medical thing, but knee pain obviously is complex. What I mean by complex is like the knee is a very important joint in the body, and I can't tell you if it's going to help your pain because I really don't know what other factors are involved. But what I can say is you probably should be moving it more. Please check out my knee cars tutorial. I go 16 minutes in depth onto training your knee. So if anybody here has knee pain or discomfort, I'm not saying this is going to help, but it's probably going to help, because you are going to learn how to move it in ways that you're probably not moving it now, and rotation at the knee joint is essential. So just learning more about your joints does in some sense help with pain in most cases, because you are learning your capacity for movement, which is very, very key, because if you don't feel comfortable moving, that's when you limit your movement and you feel more apprehensive. The only really way to address that is to educate yourself, on what you can do and what you can't do. So all right, next question. Will this help open my hips up more when I squat? Yes. My hips don't open as much because I am pigeon-toed. Probably doesn't have much to do with that because your toes are not your hips. If your hips are open, whether you're pigeon-toed or not, you should still be able to open your knees. So if you do your hip mobility, it will help you. So that's a short answer, but very direct answer to that question. My left side is weak. Oh, I gotta open that up. My left side is weaker. How do I make it stronger? You keep doing this on that left side because it's probably weak and needs a little bit more work. So this class starts to build on itself. The more you do it, the hip cars, by the way, these are very specialized classes. If you go into my morning routine, these are just circles. These are just controlled articular rotations, but by nature, they are movements at the outer limits of motion. The more you spend time in these outer limits of movement, the more familiar you're going to be. The more familiar you are with that, the more likely you are to use those ranges. And now when it comes to strength, if you don't use it, you lose it. Same thing. Because this is strength training at those outer limits, the more you get there, the more ability you're going to have to create that tension or that strength. So long story short, train more often, but within those ranges, within those weak positions, not where you're strong, because you're strong where you're already strong. Slightly off topic, but did your FRCMS but you did my FRCMS? Yes. Difference between FRC and Kinstretch. So I am a assistant instructor for the course, for the system. I've been with the system for functional range systems I've been with them for 6 years or so, and I help certify instructors, and I assist whenever they come to here on the East Coast in New York City. Difference between FRC and Kinstretch. FRC is the system, the foundation, the thought process, the principles that you follow, usually one-on-one. Kinstretch is just taking all those things, taking the positions, the intention, the movements, and putting it into a group session, into a group setting. FRC is very specific, it's tailored to a one-on-one. It's just meant for you to problem solve, and that's the stuff you probably end up doing when you're working with a clinician or a practitioner who is FRCMS. Kinstretch is just group class. So
I'm not assessing anybody. I'm not telling anybody what's wrong with them. I'm just helping them know more about themselves just by doing these positions. Let's see. Are FRC courses only for PT doctors? Nope, they're for trainers also. Are there any for trainers to help share with their clients? FRCMS is open to anybody. I've had my clients take FRC because they've gotten so much out of doing Kinstretch and FRC that they want to take the course themselves. So anybody can take it. What else we got? One more. Here we go. What is the best way to strengthen our knees and elbows? That's a pretty broad question. To use them. Strengthen them by using them, by loading them. You can't strengthen if you're not pushing up against something that you can't fight against. So whether that's weights, whether that's Kinstretch, whether that's strength training, I can't really give you a very specific answer to that, but the best way to strengthen them is to strengthen them by doing strength training, not stretching, because stretching doesn't really give you strength. Who does one contact to bring FRC to South Africa? I'm pretty sure they've been doing a lot of courses in South Africa the past couple of years. Hunter goes down there a lot, and Dewey too. But right now, I don't know, given the situation, but I'm pretty sure they will be going back. So just double check. It's already happening in South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, but you can go to our website, functionalrangesystems.com, and check that out, see if that's on the schedule or not. But I know for a fact that they've gone to South Africa before. Okay, that's all for the questions. I am just going to sift through. I know some of you are leaving some comments. Like I said, try and leave them in the question box. Let's see, anything I can address. Would you work with someone the FR systems in Spanish? Yo estoy tratando de hacer eso. Necesito practicar un poco mi castellano, pero voy a tratar de enseñar un poco más en este idioma, pero todavía me falta un poco más, pero soon. So hopefully I keep practicing my Spanish for anybody here who speaks Spanish. Anyway, muchas gracias a todos que vinieron. Thank you so much for everybody who came. Since somebody asked about my Spanish, I don't know why that came out. Anyway, thank you so much. This is going to be live on my Instagram for the next 24 hours. Please join my morning cards routine. I have videos on my YouTube. Please follow me on YouTube because you can share those videos for people who need this who needs these kinds of things in their lives. I have a couple of follow-along videos, short 15-minute videos that you can also learn from. And thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. This is great, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll see you next time.